Hello, my name is Sinia and welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about just a couple of things to be able to finish out the year strong. In another one of my videos, I talked about how I had to start university all over again and how I basically had to go from just living that normal college life to working full-time and also going to school full-time. You know, going to school full-time and working full-time, you know, you're a busy girl, you know? And there's a couple of things that I do or that I do still and that I've done in the past to get me through working a full-time job as well as going to school full-time. I recently, as of like 2 months ago, I take cold showers in the morning. I am not by choice an early riser. I have to get to work really early. So I discovered that when I take a cold shower in the morning, it wakes me up instantly. Also, you know, cold showers also have a lot of benefits. You just like being comfortable with being uncomfortable, as well as I've noticed once I've also started taking these cold showers that I don't get anxiety as much. I don't get as nervous to speak in front of people as much. I'm usually someone who likes to lay low and not really say anything in crowds or meetings unless I'm around my friends or people, my family, or other people that I'm comfortable with. I'm usually that person who doesn't necessarily want to say anything, or I get a little tensed up to say anything. And I realized once I started taking cold showers, that just immediately just took that away. Like, I didn't know that that was something that it was going to help, so I wouldn't say that it immediately took it away, but it definitely built my confidence in a way that I do it every morning now, even on the weekends, because that just makes me feel good. And then even if I am taking a shower and then I plan on doing something else later, I will take a cold shower if I'm feeling a little sleepy. This is something that I know it's about to be, well, it's not about to be, it is fall, so I know that, like, you know, it's cold, you don't really want to do that. Hell, like, you probably don't even want to get out of bed because it's dark outside and you just feel so tired. But that's that one thing that even if I'm late, like, I need to get in the shower, and it needs to be cold. I don't start it with a cold shower, so if that helps you, I do a hot shower and then I do a cold shower. And this is something that you definitely want to work your body up to, because it's not necessarily like the normal thing to do to take a cold shower. And if you're anything like me, your hot showers are scorching hot. So to go from that to cold is a little bit of a jump, and you definitely got to be careful and really know your body and see what's best for you. I personally put it onto the coldest setting, and then I go ahead and I make sure I clean and do all that stuff first. The cold shower is definitely something to wake me up. I'm not just like lathering up in the cold shower. If you want to do that, I mean, that's on you. For me personally, I just like to sit there. I like to know that it's the last step of my shower. I know that we're coming in hot with the cold shower, but we have some other things coming. Another thing that I do to balance school and work, if you work in an office like myself, I have the privilege of working in office, one, because I know, it's usually a 9-to-5 job, and sometimes, classes do fall midday, and I've just been fortunate enough to find 3 different offices throughout my college career, being at home, to work with my school schedule. So if you do have this privilege, I would say if you definitely have a commute, I would definitely say to schedule your classes between like 2 different days. So if you have a class on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would schedule your classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or if you already have your classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, because I know it is pretty much like, we've been in this semester for a little bit now. So if that is a thing and you do have that privilege, I would say to schedule that Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Mondays and Wednesdays, or whichever days it are. And I would schedule a gap between the first class that you take and then the last class that you take, because then you'll already be on campus. You're already in that mindset of actually just doing your homework during that time and getting it done, so then when you get home you don't have to do that. And another thing is that, you know, once you get home, like, you're tired. So if this is a day where, like I said, if, you know, we all have our school schedules right now, and if that's not your school schedule, I think that I personally love to go to a coffee shop, specifically a bookshop, honestly specifically a Barnes & Noble. Because I don't know any other coffee shops or any other bookstores that have the coffee shop connected to the bookstore. Probably I haven't been exploring that much. I personally just love Barnes & Nobles to just be able to go in there and do my homework, and to spice it up a little bit, I just travel between all of them, or I'll just pick the closest one in the city that I'm in, depending on what I'm doing, because, you know, busy girls aren't always in the same cities all the time. So I definitely suggest going to that Barnes & Noble, putting it in your schedule to go ahead and finish those things out, especially as the weather gets colder, and once you get home, you just want to put on your fuzzy socks and your robe, and you just want to relax and watch TV or whatever it is that you want to do, your nighttime routine. And that's what I suggest. That is the holy grail for me, just doing that time block of at least 3 hours, or however long it takes you to finish your homework, or even get ahead to go ahead and go to a bookstore or coffee shop to, you know, romanticize it a little bit, to get those things done. Another thing that I do to make sure that I'm getting through my busy day is to make sure I always have a snack or some groceries, so I can go ahead and make a meal and have my lunch ready and have my lunch prepared. One thing I do for breakfast all the time, these are things that I switch out interchangeably, are boiling at least 5 boiled eggs at the beginning of the week, and getting those prepared, because you can always eat a hard-boiled egg in the morning on the go. If you're not a hard-boiled egg girl, I totally get it. It's not for everyone. I also love to make parfaits and do, you know, some fruit and yogurt with that, and granola if you want to get a little spicy. That is something healthy, and it's easy, it's light, and you don't have to put too much into it. And you can also meal prep these if that is something that works best for you. Most likely, if you're a busy girl, meal prepping something is probably the best thing to do, just so if you know you have to go early in the morning, then you can get that prepared. As far as lunch goes, I always have to make sure that I have something to eat. So whether that's a snack or a bar, or whether you're not really a cooking person and you just like to go out and eat something, I would definitely always keep a snack with you, just to make sure that you're able to hold yourself over until the next meal, or whatever it is that you decide, to make sure to get your brain really fully functional. Honestly, is the reason why I say having something in your system, especially when you're super busy, keeps your brain working, keeps the brain fog away. And those are things that have really helped me throughout this time. And, you know, sometimes you're gonna slip, obviously, like, you're busy, things happen, your routine, sometimes you have other things in your routine that aren't usually in your routine, and you might have to go out and get something. And you know, if you're really into eating healthy things or crave healthy things most of the time, I definitely suggest somewhere like going to a smoothie shop, getting an acai bowl, something like that. I love those things. So it gets colder in the season. I definitely suggest, if you don't own already, I would suggest getting a warm fuzzy robe or something warm and some nice little cozy slippers, because in the morning, like, I feel like when it's cold, it's just so hard, especially when it's raining, it's so hard to just get out of bed and to even start the day, and you're just tired. Maybe you stayed up late the night before and you just feel like, oh, like, I'm just so tired, like, and you feel like, oh, it's only Tuesday and I just really need it to be Friday. I would definitely say to go ahead and get yourself a little fuzzy robe and some fuzzy slippers to keep yourself warm, so when you get out of bed, it's just toasty and cozy, and you're able to just, like, get up and, you know, start the day and start that routine. The last thing that I would suggest for a busy girl obviously is caffeine. So depending if you're a coffee drinker or not, I would definitely say, you know, obviously matcha is really popular right now. I'm not necessarily a coffee connoisseur, so I definitely as of recently, started putting espresso shots in my matcha, and if that is something that gets your anxiety going nuts, I would definitely say don't do that. A matcha is definitely strong to go ahead and get you like pumped up and perky and ready. I would say maybe add some more matcha scoops to your matcha if you feel like your matcha is not really doing the trick anymore. Or if you really want to like lean to that side, maybe go ahead and put a shot of espresso in your matcha. It's so good. I will put my Starbucks order in the description below. Everyone I tell to try this, they just love it. And as far as matcha at home, I haven't really figured out a matcha at home that I think is really good. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I haven't. I mean, the one at Trader Joe's, the one that's like the matcha latte mix, like that one's good. It tastes a little milky. So even at work, I will, if I end up doing that at my last job, I used to pick those up, I would honestly put some coffee into the matcha latte because it's milky, it's sweet, it's obviously not the highest grade of matcha, but it tastes good, and I'm sure it has caffeine in it to a certain extent. So that's what I would suggest with that if you decide to try something like that. And then obviously I know that there is better grade matcha, and you might already have your matcha or like. So those are the things that I do suggest doing for this season. Usually I'm just not into it. So I definitely don't hibernate the entire fall. Really get out there and have a good time, because the world doesn't end just because it's cold outside and because the leaves are changing colors. So if you enjoy videos like this, or if you stay to the end, go ahead and put a yellow heart below. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.